Hello, everyone. I am the sports card noob, and it's been a couple days, but I finally have gotten around to being able to make this video for everyone. And the video is I sold her. I sold the Marvels page, uh, whatever it is, laser out of 99 on eBay. I had been talking about this for a little bit, so it's the very first card I have sold on the channel. So, yay, we are hitting new records, or sold on the channel from me coming back. So we're hitting new records, and we're starting off in a pretty good spot. This was, for all intensive purposes, a card that I already had in my collection. So if we're going to say the Eternal started off at nothing, and we sold this card and the profit from what we made from this card is what we have going forward, then we can say that. It's a little gray, but for the purposes of where this is and where I'm kind of going with the channel, that's what I would like to say, and we can argue semantics later on if you'd like. But this box was opened about 3 or 4 weeks prior to the channel coming back, so she has been sitting around in my collection since then. I knew I wanted to sell her, but I also knew I wanted to be a part of the new channel, and so I had waited to do so. And yeah, so here's how it all went down. And I made a YouTube short partially on some of this, and so if you've already seen that video, then this might not be as interesting for you guys, or this might be like a skippable portion. But I originally had posted this card um, to be sold. Really posted this card on eBay, 5-day auction. I posted her at $115 a bid with a buy now price of $200, and that was strictly based on what I had seen the card originally selling at the time, which was anywhere ranged between about $150 and $200, with there being like 4 or 5 like different sales. Okay, and then she did, and I really didn't expect anybody to buy it now at 200. I just had to add the buy now price of 200, um, as a happens chance. But I really did think people were probably going to bid at like 115. I was hoping the card would probably sell at like 130 to like 150. Well, it didn't go in my flavor, and so I thought, well, it sucks, but it's okay. If I have to take less, I'll take less. It doesn't matter, because I initially got her out of like a $30 box. So no matter what I do, I'm making profit. And I readjusted, put up the bid on a 3-day auction, not knowing or not realizing prior to the fact that eBay actually takes off a $1 fee for that. So that's my bad. And so I got the card posted now at $90 starting, with I think it was like a 130 buy now, which was, I thought much better, and it was. I saw a bid within the first couple of hours, I believe, of the card being posted, and then didn't see too much activity on it. But eventually, I had another bidder, and they bid at $91. Then I guess the original bidder came back in and bid at 101.57, and then the card sat there at 101.57 for like a little over a day, and sold at that price. With them selling at that price, here is what the buyer ended up paying for it. If I can show this off, the glare might be a bit much. Well, the glare is a bit much, so I'll just kind of walk you through it. Shipping $5, sales tax $7.11. They paid $113.68. What I saw. So obviously eBay collects the tax, so they collect $7.11. The transaction fee was $15.46, and then the shipping label, I bought the shipping label with them, was $5. So my earnings was $86.11. However, what I actually ended up doing was a little bit less than that, because I did end up having the $1 fee to pay for the 3-day bid. So shave a dollar after that, so $55.11. And then I end up doing the early payout, and so I think it took off like $2. So then I actually got like $83.11, which still is not bad by any means. That is really a fair amount of money, especially when it originally came out of a $30 box of cards. That means now I'm seeing like a $50 profit, which is pretty good, I would say, and is a great way to start off the channel. And so now I sit here with this money. Now I've already spent some of it. I actually had spent roughly around $30 again. Might have been like $32 or something like that. And I got another box. It was a WNBA Prism box, which I've actually done the opening just before making this video. But it'll come out in a different order. I'll post this video first, and then that video will come out. So I ended up buying that box with it, which now cuts down my profits to what, like $50 ish. And then I actually did end up having to pay some personal expenses using the money right now. So that cost me about $20 to do, which is fine. I will eventually get back that money in time, and it'll be added into the account. But currently where we're standing is somewhere in the range of like $30 to $31 is what we have left over available. Now, obviously, with the whole personal thing, it's very rarely going to happen, but sometimes, some weeks, I might need a little extra money for gas and stuff like that, and so that might come out of the funding, because I need it. Like, I need to go to my regular job and stuff like that. If that does happen, I will be very transparent with everybody about it happening, and then when the money does eventually get paid back into the account, then I will talk about that then too, so people are also very well aware. Now, there's obviously a little bit more information involved too, because I did forget about selling. I have to, ship the card out, and so what does that cost look like? Well, it was $2.50 for the bubble mailer. I work at a dollar store. That's just how much it costs there. It's not my ideal price. I would rather go to Walmart. They've got much cheaper. At the time, I just needed to get something. And then the actual shipping out is going to cost me nothing, since it's through eBay's stuff. I've already paid for my shipping, so I'll just get it dropped off. So an additional $2.50, but that actually came out of my own personal money, and so it's going to kind of wash. Not like fully wash, but it's going to come out of like the $20 that I had to take out. And so really I'm just going to put it back, like 18 back into the account later on, and we'll just call it even from there and move forward. And so there you go. That is what is kind of going on in the general breakdown of everything right now. And so the most important numbers for us to really know is that our current account's financial standing, or this channel's current financial standing, is somewhere in the range of about $30. Now, I'm going to do this properly. Don't want to be slacking. We need to get real numbers up in here, folks. I don't want to do just abouts. I mean, just abouts are fine. They do work, but we do need to be pretty honest here. Oh, I bought a soda for my daughter as well with the money. So that'll also come out to be a partial wash too. There was like another $2 and something that came from the soda as well. So realistically speaking, I'll put about $16 back into the account from my own personal money once I can. And so the account standing right now is $29.95, with the looming $16 that will get added back into the account next paycheck, which is on Thursday. So $29.95 plus the 16 is $45.95. We have $45.95 left to play with, and that, all in all, is not bad. That is after buying another box and everything like that. This is what we're sitting on. And so I guess the other things that we need to talk about are, with the selling of the card, now how am I going to proceed forward? And as you heard, I already bought a box. And so that is part of the plan, the best that I can do. If I sell a card for well over profit, so this card ended up in this circumstance that I ended up selling this card for about $56 over what I paid for the product. That means then I want to reinvest the money, some of the money equal to the amount that I purchased the box at. So if I purchased a box at around $30, then I like to buy another box for around $30 of the same style. So this was WNBA. I would like to get another WNBA box. It doesn't necessarily have to be like another Donruss box or Prism or whatever, but as long as it falls within the same price range, say give or take about $5. And this is all after tax. So give or take $5, get another box within that price range, and go from there. The rest over money is going to be looking different. And I haven't fully decided what I would like to do. It'll vary. It'll vary depending on how I feel. Some of that money might go towards doing things like Whatnot and trying my hand at that. Some of the money might go towards just getting a separate box so I can start opening and going to other sports cards, and some of the money might go towards actually buying singles, and eventually the money will go towards grading cards and then seeing about making money off of graded cards that I pull. And where I stand right now with the eventually $45 is I will probably buy another box for around 20 to 30 bucks. That will be a different sport. I don't know which one yet. That's probably what I'm looking to do. Whatnot or other like breaks seems very highly risky. There's, as much as they're a lot of fun to do, there's a ton of risk. I have been before extremely successful, and I've also lost a crap ton of money doing it. And so it's something that I don't want to get into the biggest habit of doing either. And so I do want to put that as a kind of back burner idea. And maybe only do it at small amounts. Maybe spending 10, 15 bucks trying my hand at it. If I can make a profit off of it, great. If I can't, then it's not the end of the world. Just do the best that I can. And basically the cycle is going to continue and go like this for as long as I can. If I lose out all the money and I don't have enough money to buy more product or things like that, I always have cards to fall back on in my own inventory that I can sell off for more money. There is nothing that says that I can't do that. And there's obviously nothing that says that I can't put my own money into it to keep things going. And that eventually will happen. We are at income tax season, and I do plan on adding in a sizable amount of money into the account or into this channel. I just don't know what that fully looks like yet. But that will also be displayed too as information that people will know. So I will have information on money that comes out of cards that I will actually part of my own collection, and money that comes that way, money that comes in from outside sources and money that's strictly associated with the account, and cards that have actually sold and made money from products deliberately off of card sales that are associated with the account. And so this will all be broken down. This will all be information that people can actually witness and be a part of and see. So there's a full transparency involved with everything going on. All right. Well, that's a lot of information, guys. This video ran a little bit longer than I was hoping it was going to, but I think it was good to kind of get everything out there. I hope you did enjoy, or at least thought this was interesting. If you did, please hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys in another video here soon. Like I said, I do have that WNBA Prism box that I opened, and so that video will be coming out here probably in a day or two after the posting of this video. All right, peace.